Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Kirk and welcome again to the Orange Mic, where we have conversations on the Orange Mic. That's what we do. Talk about anything, a whole bunch of different topics, whether it be provocative, informative, and even hilarious conversations. We'll talk about everything. Today, our episode is with a special guest, and we're going to talk about a lot of different things. So let's get right to it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Paris.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Hey,
It's an honor.
glad that you're here.
An honor.
It's an honor for
Glad
us
to
to
be
have you
here.
here too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
So, our conversations today is going to start off with let's talk a little bit about you and some amazing things that people wouldn't believe that you are doing, like on a daily basis, like very superhero kind of a level
you.
of stuff. So this is going to be great for our guests to listen in.
Awesome, can't wait.
So before we get into, let's introduce yourself. Tell people who you are.
Which
and
mic? Which camera? Am I
It's like a
looking over
camera number
here?
one.
Hey guys, I'm Paris, aka Lawyer Girl, aka Xavier's mom.
That's right. All right. So as a mother, a wonderful mother,
Thank you.
you do some things that a lot of mothers wouldn't even think of or dream of doing. And you are in the law firm industry.
Mm-hmm.
And that could obviously be taken in different ways and different levels of law and practices that happens across the board.
Yes.
How about we just talk about what the specific practice that you are into and you are, trying to get into as well.
Absolutely. So I'm a student at Seneca at York campus
Mm-hmm.
in the legal and public administration. So I'm taking law, criminal law, family law, civil, and everything like that. My goal with that is to be a lawyer. And
Awesome.
as I was discussing a little bit earlier with some of the other guests, I've hit a point where I don't know what
Yeah.
area of law I actually want to specialize in.
Okay.
I was very, very driven with the criminal law path.
Nice.
Never ever interested in family law. That would never interest me. That's
Mhm.
very complex and is kind of very emotional. That
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be involved with, like divorces and custody and things of that nature.
Okay.
Criminal law, I've been pretty passionate about, very knowledgeable with, but lately, honestly, I've been considering civil litigation.
Ooh, that's specific. Okay.
Yes. I also expressed earlier I have a passion and a love for elderly people.
Yes,
So
that's nice.
representing
That's
them,
nice.
getting people money and getting people awarded damages for things that they've been through, whether it's maybe injuries.
Yeah. Medical, issues that
Yes, they have, there's
malpractice stuff
exactly malpractice, but there's also a large area of, I believe, elder neglect, elder
Ooh.
abuse, the state of the care homes. They call them care homes, and they're the complete opposite.
like that. Yeah.
So I have a passion in that area. So we'll see how the cookie kind of crumbles over the years. I have a lot of years to go, and
Oh,
then I'll
really?
really decide what I'm going to be doing for my practice, whether I'm going to be a criminal lawyer or whether I'm going to be a civil lawyer. So yeah, it's all open from right now, but we do every area right
Yeah.
now.
That's good.
Yes.
Knowing everything, and then
Thank
you
you.
figure things out along the
Pretty
way.
surprising. I never thought I would be in that, but
Yeah. Hey, sometimes life takes you different paths. It's cool.
true.
That's cool. I like that. You have the heart about the elderly. That's
Oh,
an
yeah.
important
It's
thing.
big to me.
Because they need some help sometimes. They need someone to stand up for them, and sometimes to
Absolutely.
speak for them with
Absolutely.
a purpose in mind.
And it
That's
could even
nice.
be greater than that too, even getting into like a high level to where you could oversee things.
Yeah.
Because with the care homes and all that, it's just even the staffing and the management.
Yeah.
There's even been a lot of controversy. There's been nursing homes out, and I think it was, what do you call those? What is that rich beach called up north? What is it
Oh,
called,
my.
Xavier? You
I don't
remember?
know.
It's a really rich beach in Ontario, and it's like where a lot of rich people go. And it's Muskoka.
Oh, really?
Thank you. So
Okay.
in that general area, I watched some story about nursing homes, and
Yeah.
I don't really, it's kind of dark, but they were taking their money, they were signing over all of their properties,
No
and
way.
sometimes getting rid of the patients. This was, so with that being said, I just think there's so much work and improvement that needs to be done, and I definitely am fighting for that.
That's
And
good.
I would love to be their representation. I'd love to be their voice, a fiery young voice that would get them what they deserve, because I believe they deserve respect, bottom line, and then everything else comes after that. So yeah, that's a lot I'd want to do.
That's
in that
really
area.
good. Have you been able to see any cases or situations where you have to like see it and see to the end? Have you been involved in anything
Absolutely.
yet?
Well, there's been a couple different incidents, but generally with myself and my personal experiences with it, there's been a couple different things that have been touching to me that have made me think about this. I was actually at Dundas Square a few months ago, and there was an old man, and I mean old. He was about maybe 85.
Oh, bless him.
He was so old.
Yeah.
And he was on the ground, and he was sitting there as if he was trying to get up. So I'm looking around and I'm thinking, wait, like, am I seeing this at Dundas Square? So if, the first initial shock is that it's even happening at Dundas Square, and that no authorities were even, stepping in, and nobody was stepping in. So I went over, put my hand on his shoulder and said, "Sir, can I help you?" It's actually an emotional story, so let me not get emotional, but
I hear you.
I put my hand on his back and he says to me, "I think I'm having a really rough time and I'd really like to go home." And that's what he said. Wow. And I said, "Can I help you up?" And I said to this guy, this other guy sitting there on the phone, I went, hey, come here. And he goes, "What?" I said, "Come and help me." And he goes, "Okay." So I go, "You grab one arm," and I grab the other, and we get him up. And he has a wad of money in his pocket, and I shove it down. I'm like, "Okay, you got to shove that in there." And I helped him kind of get organized. And he wasn't even drunk. Like, he was just an elderly man.
Yeah.
So then I flagged a cab, and the cab even thought, "Is he drunk?" I said, "No, he's not drunk. He just fell, and he needs to get to this address." And what really made me cry for several days after that, Xavier knows, he's my witness, my son Xavier, is that he had previous scabs.
Wow.
Okay, so this is a problem in Ontario, a huge problem in Ontario. And unfortunately, our government says they're doing things, they're putting money in, but I haven't seen it when I actually hands-on have to help an elderly person that should never been in that position. There's just been other cases where I've stepped in and seen things, and I'll step in and say, "No, you do not treat him that way." There was an older man, an older Jamaican man at McDonald's. We went in, we're getting food, this, that, and the third. He ends up in a cab in the drive-thru because he wanted food and coffee or hot chocolates or whatever it was. He ends up having to come in because they screwed up his order. So, he's paying for this cab, and they're being rude. And the girl's telling you, "Well, I don't know if you had that. I don't know if you had the hot chocolate." I said, "Excuse me."
Wow.
I stepped in. I said, "Bring the manager here." And I luckily know some of the people at that McDonald's. But that manager came. I said, "Excuse me." I said, "This is elderly man here." Okay. He was in the drive-thru. He told you he ordered 4 hot chocolates. You gave him 2. Okay. You need to go and get his hot chocolates swiftly, with some cookies and some apple pies, and show some respect to this man.
Yeah.
And everybody in McDonald's was listening to me. And she goes, "Okay, and went and did it, gave him his stuff. And then he goes, "Oh, thank you," and hugged me. And I just think that's normal. So it wasn't so heroic. It's normal. This is normally my passion.
Just stand up for people that needs help. That's good.
And I think that's what I went into law for, because I've been like this for years, right? You know how I am. I've been like this for years. Yeah. So to find a profession that it matches me, and I'd be able to
You'd be able to help them. Yeah.
It makes me happy. Because,
and you could do it with the legal backing as well. Yes. That'd be really good.
And I look forward to it,
Yeah.
That's what it is, being a lawyer. It's truly being an advocate. That's the basics of it, Yeah. And I am like that. I've naturally always been like that. I don't like people bullying. I don't like things that aren't fair and aren't just. I don't like it.
So this is incredible. How is it to a lot of people seeing and hearing you talk about this and having the passion and being in the education and the industry, learning different facets of law, and as well as being a wonderful mother, and handling work life as well, and people will be wondering, how is it possible? Like, how do you do this? And How do you do this on a daily basis? What gets you going?
So honestly, I have to give respect and props to Seneca College, number one college in Canada. They are definitely the number one college in Canada. In the top 10, we're number one.
Yeah.
Seneca College was basically, when I thought about being a lawyer, I didn't know how. I didn't
Okay.
know where to go. I didn't
Like
know
what
what
direction?
to do.
Like where to start?
You think, you do an undergrad, you apply to law school, and then that's it's a scary procedure. You think, okay, well, I'm going to have to do 4 years of something.
Yeah.
So then you have to think, what am I going to do? Am I going to go into political science? Am I going to, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And who's going to pay for it? And then, so thankfully when I found this program,
Yeah.
which is like a one-of-a-kind legal program, the only one in Toronto,
Yeah.
the only one.
What's the specific name of the program
It
again?
used to be called Court and Tribunal Administration.
Okay.
So they have different legal programs. When it was called Court and Tribunal Administration, and you read about the program,
Yeah.
it explains to you that this can be for court clerks that want to just simply take the 2 years
Okay.
and then maybe work as a clerk or legal assistant, something like that.
Yeah.
Or they could move on to law school and you get exempt a year because when you keep your GPA above a 3.5. So it's basically, in essence, pre-law.
Okay.
That program, the CTA. I had to leave. I had some medical problems after I was at Newnham campus. Okay, that's located on Finch. They end up changing the program, moving the program. So now it's over at York University.
York, yeah.
And which is obviously where Osgood is, right? The best
Yeah,
law
yeah.
school. And we have just some of the most amazing women, like Lynn Fournier Ruggles is our boss lady, I call her.
Yeah.
And she was actually my professor. And now that I come back to the program, it's now called JAS, Justice Administration Services, which is similar
Okay.
to CTA. It's basically the same, but they've changed it a bit. So they also offer, paralegal there, and there's one more, law clerk. So there's those three. And the one that I started, the one that I'm in, and I'm almost actually completed, is so that I can actually be a lawyer. I'm not taking it to be a law clerk or anything like that. Nothing against that. I love it. And lots of those girls are going to do amazing at it.
Yeah.
But this is my foundation. And there's only a couple other of the students that are going to proceed to law school too. So, I mean, honestly, I just love our staff, our faculty, everybody from the dean of the program
Nice.
to, they're just amazing. They will literally email us. They let us know what's going on. Because, doing remote schooling and computer and all that, it was new to me. I don't know how to do Zoom. I didn't even know how to turn my camera on. So
That's okay.
that was hard. It was a hard adjustment. And, I'm fine with it now, sitting there and we're on Zoom, we're all looking at each other and we're talking, we can chat and stuff and, do projects, and it's okay. Like, it's really fun. But the biggest, support, and what you were asking me, like what gets me going, what motivates me is my school environment and our professors and just how amazing they are. Like, they're there for us. If there's something wrong, they talk to us, they deal with it. They really are the number one school.
Nice.
And so having that, because I'm not a person that really leans on family or friends for like that moral support, because I'm the moral support for them a lot of the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
I'm a very strong person, but my school's kind of been like my support. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
I get it.
Unknowing to them, they don't know that. I'm sure they don't know that they're so special, and they probably would be blushing, But they mean everything to me. My professors, one of my professors, actually, I got an A+ in her class, which was landlord tenant. So she wrote me a letter, and it ended up getting me a $2,500 scholarship. So
Excellent.
thank you. Thank you, Gilda. Thank you.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So I absolutely love that, and that's what's helped me is the focus, feeling that you belong, that you're important, and that your like aggressive attitude is needed, and it's normal. I always felt like I was just different. Why is everybody like this and I'm like this? Like, why am I looked at like I'm crazy because I'll step out and say something? But no, when you're in law and you're around other legal professionals and stuff, you come to realize that there's a lot of other passionate people just like you.
Yeah.
And that, are very passionate for the law and passionate for justice, and you're not alone. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
That's good. That's a good
Awesome.
support group to have.
Yeah.
I can relate a little bit with the Seneca thing.
Oh yeah, you went to Seneca. Seneca's amazing.
Yep. Yep. I had great time there.
Yeah,
Great
it is.
time.
Which campus?
I did the communication of arts campus.
Ooh, what?
It was in like Finch and Duffin
Okay.
area.
Yes. Okay.
And that
'Cause they
also
have
got
so many
moved.
campuses. Yes.
Yeah, that got moved to York University as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that
it's
was a
really neat to be in York University.
Yeah.
Like it's a college in a university campus. Like it's nothing
Yeah.
like it anywhere else.
It's cool because then you get the both experience. You
You
know.
can check out the York hotties too at lunchtime.
Oh,
hey.
That'll be the perks for you, right?
We go to their campus to eat because they have better food. We're like, damn Seneca, we're going over here to York.
Yep. Yeah, that whole food court they have.
Oh yeah.
know,
Oh, don't get me
it's
hungry.
like a mall food
More
court.
wine, please.
That's cool. But I do like to see, and I don't know. I'm such an advocate for seeing more empowered women,
Yeah.
and in this industry, in the law, at whatever level,
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel the representation of women in law
Ooh.
and the not just the representation, but are they respected to be at the same level, at the same chair, being a judge, being a lawyer or law clerk, whatever, at whatever level? How do you feel that women are
I
in that
definitely
industry?
I love that question. I definitely feel like they are represented.
That's good.
Especially in Toronto.
Good.
Especially in Toronto. It's really interesting because I remember courthouses back in like the 90s and the early 2000s, and it was one or two female lawyers, and that was literally one or two. And I've never seen a female judge back then. Never seen it before. That was probably just because of where I was, but I never saw it. Nowadays in Toronto, I mean, you see female judges, you see amazing female judges, amazing. Oh my God. I've met some of them. I've got an
Nice.
opportunity to meet so many women, boss women in law. One of them came to do an interview with us because she was retiring and doing a bunch of stuff. So she wanted to hear from the community. So it was pretty neat because no one really, these girls were just there answering questions. I was there nervous because I was like this, like, I'm in front of a judge. Like you guys may just think she's a woman, but I'm like, I'm going to be a lawyer. I have to, I'm carrying myself different right now.
Yeah.
It was really neat. We had so much fun. But now in, I think 2018 and 2019, when we had court assignments before we had to not be able to go anywhere, I would do court assignments, and I'm not even kidding. You would, like, I did a bail one, so it was bail court. So it was College Park, and it's bail hearings all morning. Bail.
Man.
And basically adjournments, and it was crazy. It was like a zoo in there, and all these women, like Black women, Indian women, were coming in as lawyers, and I'm sitting there like,
Nice.
what the hell? At least 10, because there was at least 40 cases we sat there through.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. And then the woman with the justice of the peace was a woman.
Good.
So I do feel like that. And it's crazy because in our particular program, there's like 3 guys and the rest all women. And our professors are all women. So
Nice.
yeah, I definitely, especially Seneca and York
Yeah.
and stuff. If you look at Osgood and the panel of women that are in charge there, they're powerful Black women and they're younger than me, and they're
Yeah.
in top positions.
That's good.
At Osgood Law School. So it's kind of neat to see that as even just Black women,
Yeah.
and that representation. It's amazing to see it out in the open now.
That's
so it's
good.
really neat. We're getting there.
No, I love that. That makes me
Yeah.
feel very happy to hear.
Me too. Look up to all of them.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Wow.
And it's funny because like we'll be on Zoom and like my professor she goes, oh, I don't look good today, and we're all like, girl, you look good, you look hot, and she's like, oh, thanks, students, guys, you're gonna make me blush. Well, we uplift each other,
Yes.
So it's really nice, and it's neat that they're all women. You really take that in. All our professors are women. They're all
Yeah.
lawyers. Hey, let's
Good.
go. This is, I love
Good.
that.
I do too.
I love
like
it.
that. That's good
and
to
I tell
hear.
them that all the time. I'm like, girl, but they have to be professional, so they act like, they're
Well-
not going to be like, I know, girl, hey. They don't want to get in trouble, so they're like, thank you.
Yeah. Try to keep it all nice and professional.
Right? Yeah, keep it cool.
Man, so with the way learning is happening more now, even though it's nothing new, to be really honest, it's
Yeah.
nothing new. It's just more recognized now. I think that makes more sense,
Yeah.
if that's the right word to say.
Yeah.
How is it with the virtual learning and stuff? And you just mentioned earlier on about, having to turn the camera on and everything.
Yeah.
But what's it like, as you wake up and approach to go to class?
Okay, so what's
In your-
different now is
Yeah.
like, oh gosh, it's so weird. Like you gotta motivate yourself. So
Yes.
because half the time I'll literally be in bed thinking I'll just open the laptop and lay here.
And
But then I'm like,
turn
oh no,
off
I
the
can't.
camera, right?
Right? Oh, the camera's off. So I made it a plan. I made it a tradition, I should say now,
Yeah.
that I just get out of bed. So I take the laptop because I sleep with my laptop. It's my son's habit that he got me into, watching Netflix and falling asleep to it. So I make sure I get up, and that's the coffee thing where that comes into play. I started drinking coffee. So I'll have a coffee,
Yeah.
and I'll put the laptop on, I put it on the table, and then I get into it. So
Okay.
it's basically the same.
Yeah.
We watch them give lectures, but the only difference is like it's not as engaging because you have to press a button to put your hand up,
Yeah.
and then everybody's watching you type your stuff, and it's like...
Yeah.
Whereas when you're really with your professors, you have eye contact. You can really like make everybody else feel like they didn't study this week and be like, shooting them answers out, like that's different. They still do breaks. They're like, hey guys, 20-minute break. And I'm like, I'm going to go have some tacos, and then everybody laughs and stuff. So we can Zoom chat. That's a new thing where it's more funny because we are in there LOLing and,
Yeah.
joking around. The assignments, it's been totally different because it's virtual, of course. So you have
Yeah.
to chase people down, and they're having their own personal meltdowns due to the situation. So it's sometimes you got to step in and just do the work, or step in and kind of regulate, so to speak, and be like, listen, I'm gonna do all this. Let's get this done, girls. We got this. It's nothing to stress over. Let's get it completed. So a lot more kind of independence, so to speak, where they're pushing these group projects. So that's new for me. I don't mind it. And the group members are fun. We text and laugh, and I help them out. A lot of them are younger than me too, so I can kind of be the leader. But I do miss being at school. I am gonna say that, and I do think it's time to reopen the schools and do it in a safe way because it's time.
Yeah.
The only thing for me is to think about my next 2-3 years. Where is that going to take place? Are they going to open schools? Am I going to be able to go outside? Are we ever going to go inside of a courtroom again? Like, they've closed the courts, so it's a very... But let's be honest, they're opening them back up. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
it's
the courts.
court.
They're never going to close forever.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stay optimistic
Yeah.
with the uncertainty.
Yeah.
And just stay focused on what I'm doing now. We're almost done. We're in final exams this week. Then I'll be able to visit.
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
so much more. But we have final exams this week. A lot of final projects due. A lot of writing assignments due. So it's just been work people don't hear from me, and that's where I am, just doing my work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool,
Yeah.
man. So is it based on students wise in the virtual class? Is it a big class, or is
Every
it a small?
class has like 20 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can see them in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many of them actually turn their cameras on?
Like 2. I try not to. I'm not trying to get people mad because they'll be looking at me and being like, so what are you cooking? And because I'm doing stuff. Like, I'm by the kitchen, so I don't want to put the camera on. They'll see me eating, drinking, chilling, no. So I leave it off. I turned it on once or twice, but that's it. The professors were like, nice to see you. Yeah. But that's when I was just sitting there. When I got stuff to do, I turn it right off.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want them seeing me make a grilled cheese with like turkey bacon and a bunch of stuff, and I'm just eating it while they're talking, because that's pretty much what I do.
Have you heard about all those many virtual class fails?
Yes, and I've also heard about people sneaking into other people's virtual classes and doing funny stuff on camera, like busting into song and dance with like outfits on, and then the teacher goes, "Who are you? What's going on? I'm disconnecting you." It's hilarious. Yeah.
Some of those fails are really bad though.
Yeah,
Some people dressed only from here up.
Xavier, we just talked about that. We just talked about that. And then there's a commercial like that where the guy's all talking and he's all serious and he's in boxers. And then the guys on the camera watching him are like,
yeah.
And so he goes, oh, and he fixes it. And they're all just looking at him like,
yeah.
I think it was the Folgers. Was it Folgers coffee? Yeah, that was hilarious, that commercial. Yeah.
Man.
I'm fully dressed when I go on there just in case. I'm not wearing a pajamas. Like, I'm going to have a full sweats on with a full t-shirt just in case.
Yeah.
They don't need to see all that.
Wow. So, I'm switching gears a little bit.
Sure.
So, someone made a comment to me like last week about how crazy and difficult these times are, and especially annoying for many reasons.
Yes, absolutely.
But they were talking like, well, man, you know how hard it is to try and meet somebody virtually and stuff like that. You know, like the online dating stuff is one thing, but then, you know, to meet somebody, they actually create so much of these virtual kind of meet and greets. It's more.
Oh gosh.
They're trying to take the dating
Zoom meetings where you're meeting new people. No.
They're taking the online dating thing another step further to try and make it virtual, so you literally can make contact with somebody. Oh man, and they were telling me a lot of their difficulties and a lot of the stuff they have to go through. I'm like, oh, wow, man, that sucks.
Goodness.
What do you think about the dating scene nowadays, especially the way they're trying to make people go online for everything, not just a simple profile?
Well, okay, so to be honest, I have tried Plenty of Fish, guys. I'm not going to recommend it because that was a long time ago. With the nowadays and this whole virtual dating thing, I'm definitely not in. I've definitely not signed up.
All right.
I haven't joined any sites. I think it's funny, the meeting on Zoom, but it again is not new. People have been doing this.
Yeah,
I met one of my old neighbors married her husband that they met online. Okay, so it was in the early 2000s when computers first came out. So
and some of them, when they do that, they can. That's it. They've lasted forever.
Oh yeah.
And
I've seen
of course,
that,
there's bad, horrible situations, but it's possible. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But for myself personally, I've always been pretty old school when it comes to dating. The best place to pick up guys is
which website is this?
It's not a website.
You might as well tell the
but
people.
But you got to go to the places where they serve really good food, and they have lineups. And there's lineups, and you just maybe might meet someone in that lineup and be like, pull your mask down, I want to see you.
Okay.
And then, hey, next thing you know, maybe get their number and get to know them. But with this online thing, I'm scared. I'm really scared about the online whole thing. But maybe when you interview my son, he'll tell you more. He's definitely out there.
So wait, have you had the other experience where you say, hey, put your mask down, I want to see you. Put it back up. No.
Experiences. I haven't had
put
one
two
yet.
On. Come on.
I haven't had one yet, but I've heard so many stories of people that are like, ooh, I wish I never asked them
man.
Thankfully, I haven't had that yet. But I definitely tell them to take it down so I can see what they're working with. That's for sure.
I think thankfully I don't have to worry about that, but I definitely know I would be kind of straightforward to be like, yeah, ooh, man, I think your mask is way too small. Let me get you a bigger one. Get like a big comforter and wrap around their whole body. Say, no, just go that way.
Oh my God.
Let me roll you down the street. Don't ever let anyone see you again, ever. Please, stay covered up. Oh man.
Oh my God. Right?
I do realize they also said that
I've wanted to do that to people before even they've had masks on.
Oh yeah. So
last year, go that way.
Yeah, man. So for some people, the mask situation is a good thing for some people. Because they're like, oh, man.
Some of their breath needs to be contained.
Oh, man. That's another thing. Woo!
Yeah. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Let's see. If you smell it through the mask, then definitely need about 3.
Have you guys been seeing the craze of pictures of weird people making masks just to be sarcastic. So the one guy he made a mask out of like, those big water jugs that you put in like your Brita
Yeah.
He made a whole contraption and just different masks. Like people will put like Halloween masks on now. They're putting on Chucky. They're putting like, it's just hilarious. Like hilarious. The one girl puts a laundry basket.
Yeah. And I believe a lot of people are either, let me just see how crazy I can be just to get some jokes and laughs.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because they want to get someone to make that go viral or something. Because it ends up on Facebook. It's hilarious.
And then there's actually, which is really sad, a lot of people who are just off their rockers and they think that's cool.
Like, yeah, they probably think it's real.
I said, no, that's not kind of, I think you took the joke way too far, and it's not even a joke at all for you. Like, some people actually put on like so much like actual bubble wrap stuff, and
oh yeah, I saw that too. I bubble wrap everything. I was like, because some of them it's comedy, and some of them they really mean
it wasn't.
They really wore that because they really want to be safe.
Yeah, and then they talk weird, like they'd be like, "No, hey,
yeah,
I can see you. You're too close."
Like what? You can't see me under your laundry basket. What you talking about?
Man, it's crazy.
Stop lying.
Yeah, man, this whole thing just gotta stop. It's just gotta stop. Man,
I believe so too. There's so many reasons of everything has reasons. Everything has a history. Everything has been, predicted before this. But I just think at the point that we're at now, it's like they're saying that there's these small percentages. And if that's the case, can we chill out now? And I'm hoping that happens soon. I was pretty surprised to hear about a supposed lockdown.
Yep.
I was so taken aback because I've had my butt at home since March. Okay, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We're gonna go into a lockdown 9 months after I've already been at home.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've been in a lockdown. What do you mean? Like this is not any different. We're just at home again. Yeah. So it was kind of different, weird for me, and made me look at our government provincial government a little differently. The power grabs, it's just interesting, to watch. It's because we do got to stay vigilant and just take care of ourselves and be very cautious and keep our eyes open. Yeah. And not be too scared. I feel horrible because we have all types of diseases. Yeah. We have cancer. Cancer is the leading cause of death. And cancer takes everybody out. Cancer's been taking everybody out. I think that needs to be addressed. Yep. We still have HIV and AIDS that so many Toronto people are living
Suicide.
with. Yeah, we have suicide, we have drug use, we have ODs, we still have the fentanyl crisis going on, we have harm reduction being given, we have so much. So I don't like the fact that we're just really honing in on one thing, and it is hurting people because there's certain people that are already on their own and paranoid, so that's made them even more. Yeah. Elderly people are feeling unsafe. There was the whole thing where they wouldn't let you go to the home to even see your parents, and all of this has to stop. That's my personal humble opinion on it. Yeah. And, this whole thing of, are you scared you're going to catch anything? Hell no, we're old school. I think I've made it through a lot of diseases and infections that have come out. Yeah. And I'm still here and I'm clean as a whistle with a clean bill of health. Yeah. And no, I'm not worried. And we are, we grew up back in the day when we went outside and got scraped up and dirty nails. Yep. We'd be outside eating outside. Remember that? And we never had sanitizers. Yep. So we weren't washing our hands every time we ate, and we were just fine. Yep. We'd only have to wash our hands when we came inside and washed our hands. Yeah. The whole time we're outside, we're eating chips. We used to share bags. Yeah. You remember that? Yeah. And we were fine.
Of course.
We're strong as bulls, Yeah. So no, I'm not too concerned, and I try to keep it positive, Yeah. When I see so many people in these depressions, basically I've had them over and just said, come over, let's just watch movies, let's eat, and we just focus on other stuff, and it really does help them. So I like being able to. Excuse me. Whew. I like being able to a little going down the wrong tube there. I like being able to help people to kind of unwind and not just obsessively think of this, this fear, because it's not right. It's not healthy. We got to carry on. We got to carry on.
Life goes on, man.
Because think of if we acted like this when AIDS came out.
Yeah.
I don't remember this type of
Yep.
reaction, and it was really
Yeah.
bad because it was spreading like wildfire, and they
Yeah.
didn't know how before they even knew it was
Yeah.
sexually transmitted.
Yeah.
You know, so
And to me, that's we know that one that's actually real.
that's real,
Ooh,
very real.
Message.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. Man. So, how is X handling school?
Okay, so X is a graduate now. My baby boy graduated grade 12 to class of 2020. He finished up, obviously at home.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so good for him because they didn't have Zoom. They weren't doing any Zoom stuff. So I think it was a shame. It was what really, really upset me was they gave out CERB, they gave out CESP, they gave out all this money.
Mm-hmm.
But yet the 2020 high school class graduates didn't get $100 from the government. They didn't get $200. They got zero. And they literally were having meltdowns. These are kids. They can't handle this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody else was given money, and you could, call in and press 1 and press 2 and press 3. Why couldn't you call in and press 1, 2, and 3 if you just graduated grade 12 and you're a grade 12 graduate? We have our PM out there making all these promises about what the grade 12 grads were going to get and this, that, and the third. They got nothing. And then the provincial government was giving out monies. But then when you call to collect it, that's 0 to 14. So what about 15 to 18? 15 to 18 has been neglected and ignored for this whole pandemic. They've been neglected and ignored. The graduates were neglected and ignored.
And they would have normally gone out and got part-time jobs for most of them. Yeah.
So I think they didn't get any rewards they deserved. They did not get a handout, which they deserved. And I think they all should have got it. And I was disgusted that they didn't.
Yeah.
But he handled it like a champ.
Yeah.
He did well. And then he got a job a month or two after.
Yeah.
He was walking dogs, doing his own thing first. And then he got a job now working in film.
Yeah.
So
excellent.
He's handled it well. And he's there for me as well. So whenever I have my classes, he's very quiet and just goes and does his thing. Because I don't want to hear like music from the headphones or, anything. I need to concentrate. So he's even participated.
That's awesome.
He's even sat in the Zoom with us because we had a presenter, which was a First Nations guy from up north talking about what did we talk about again? We didn't talk about residential schools. It wasn't a deep conversation. I can't remember, but we had some, nice conversation about different programs and everything like that. And Xavier was on Zoom with me and watching and everything. So he had fun with it. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, he's a good support because he's not loud. Some people will be loud and obnoxious when you're trying to do school stuff. They're in there listening to music. You're like, can you turn it down? I want to learn. Let me just have an hour. So he's pretty good with it. He's helped me.
That's good. That's good.
Goes and runs and gets the coffee. If I'm like, I'm starting class, go get me a coffee. He'll run down and grab it. Yeah. So he's been good.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
So it's been okay handling
yeah.
this whole situation.
Yeah. Because I don't get too negative about stuff. I just keep carrying on. Because I've always believed that if something's going to happen, you should always, there's this saying, ride it till the wheels fall off. Right? And that's me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go and cry in the corner and with the dead car and wait in the cold. I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off and make it somewhere. So that being said, I don't watch news anymore. Of course, I follow our government on Facebook because you have to. We need to know what kind of sneaky laws are, we need to know what they're up to, what they're considering, what they're talking about. I like to know that. So I do follow them because then I can choose when I read it and when I scroll to that particular page. And if I want to just pass him and scroll past, because sometimes it says Doug made an announcement and I'm like, I can't scroll. I can't do it right now. I'll do that later. So a lot of the time I try to stay just off the news, CP24, all that kind of stuff to where it's just pumping me full of more negativity. And instead, I'll, reach out to people that actually need me, people that I know live by themselves and don't have any support and have no friends. And I'll pick them up. They come over and they love it. Ask my son. They love it. They come and eat and they're like, thank you so much, Paris. This was nice to just have chicken, potatoes, and corn and watch a movie, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just to chill and we got to stay together. We do got to support each other. So I think that has helped me through this time is helping others that are weaker than me that can't think like me. I know we gonna be fine. We've been doing this for years. We've been through worse. Our ancestors have definitely been through worse.
Oh man.
So knowing that, I'm kind of humbled, and I have a lot of things to do. My sister Katie, she's in St. Vincent. They don't have CERB. They don't have welfare. They don't have anything. She's hungry. You know, she has no Wi-Fi. She can't message me all the time. So I'll send her like $400 when all I have is like maybe 1,000 that day. I'll go, here's 4 for you, because that 800, their money. So that can get her everything. Pay that rude landlady that's threatening to kick you out. Pay her ass so that she can't say anything to you. Buy food, buy minutes for the phone. I want her to be empowered. So sometimes that's a suggestion for everybody listening too.
Yeah.
Send money to someone that actually needs it.
Yeah.
Everybody's crying and, you know, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. Canada. No, we're living great. There's actually people who are hungry that even $100 Canadian could help them for a whole month.
Yeah.
So doing stuff like that really helps me and refocuses my energy. I'm not going to like wrap myself in saran wrap and go in the corner. You know?
Yeah. We don't
can't be
do
doing
that.
that.
No.
I just can't. And as a mom, you got to keep strong and just because even if we were all going to die tomorrow, can we have fun today?
Yeah.
Or are we going to be crying and scared until we die? No.
No.
Let's have fun
a lot
today.
of people will be screaming and crying.
Right? So I just try to keep that positivity. That's always been me anyways. That's been me no matter what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that doesn't say that I don't have my down times where I'm actually like scared or thinking, what are they planning? What are they doing? Because I do have those moments.
Yeah.
But then I just remind myself, God is good and He's always there all the time. And when I think about that, I can just continue on with my day.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers the question, because that's a complex question, but that's how.
You're good with that.
Okay.
I like it. It's a great answer. I was actually good to think about how to end off with a nice positive direction.
Sweet.
So
Yes. I love it.
that was good.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot one thing. So you
What's
asked
that?
a question. So the other thing, because I was going to mention this, that is crazy, and you guys are on YouTube too. So is my niece Victoria. I love it. But YouTube has been definitely a necessity for me for the past 9 months.
Yeah.
My son introduced me to YouTube a long time ago, which I wasn't as into it as I am now. But what's amazing is this shift. So we had a lot of people that were in control and in power, older people in YouTube. Okay, we had especially Black YouTubers, bloggers. There's a whole new movement. So of course we have the original queen, Lovely T. She's the queen. She's always going to be the queen, period. Girls that came after her and boys that came after her, you know, like Tasha K. We have Armand Wiggins and so on and so forth. And then there's been controversies. And then there's been narcissistic behaviors. There's been all types of stuff. Then now during this last 9 months, we have new YouTubers popping into the mix, young Black ones. Okay, young Black YouTubers. There's one called, can I say this? Nosy Ho. So there's, it's H-A-U, like it's the ho, you know? It's not H-O-E. And then we have a young star. He's going to be the next star, okay? His name is Willie Vanilli. He's on YouTube, and he's brand new. Young Black, gay, beautiful, comes on there, dances, pumps up from the video, from the beginning, he comes on with a beat and starts dancing. So it's just like, okay, I'm here, I'm watching this, you know? I've been supporting these YouTubers because it's just so weird seeing this. It's 2020, that Gemini energy. So it's been this shift. So from, I don't want to say out with the trash, but it's been, I don't want to say that. Yeah. But there's been a lot of YouTubers that have been just trashy. Divisive, the whole light skin, dark skin, the whole you're not Black if you're mixed, all of that crap. And it's like, we don't need that right now. That's the wrong timing for that. And I don't think we ever really need to have that conversation, but that's just me. No. But seeing Willie Vanilli and all these new YouTubers, it's a whole fresh new start because their foundation, because they're just new. So they're starting a whole new YouTube format, especially Willie, where he's going live with viewers. Where he's putting them right on Zoom, so your face is out there. And then at the bottom, he's streaming all of the comments from the chat and addressing and acknowledging fans. And it's awesome. And I've been right in there, and I went live with them. I did an interview. I've been supporting, and they're young. They're all in their young 20s. But I think that at this stage, us older ones, we have to be there for the young Black ones doing their thing out there on YouTube. I don't think I'm ever going to get a channel, but I'm out there. You know, I'm loving YouTube, and I think that YouTube has been another support for me. Yeah. Because you can go on there, and like I was saying earlier, you can research grief and loss. You can research my cat died today, my dog died today, my whatever the situation is, you'll be able to find a video that, or a channel, or the next thing you know, it's like you're letting someone into your life. It's like this new YouTuber that you can choose to follow. And there's so many people that go to YouTube to have an outlet that I believe right now that's been such a good tool for all of us. YouTube's been amazing. They should be paying me for this as like an ad, right? But YouTube's been amazing. That's been really getting me through.
Yeah.
And just watching, and like I said, Willie Vanilli and all these new YouTubers coming up, and I don't want to say like replacing the old negative ones, but in essence, yes.
Yeah, you can
coming
say that.
up and giving that fresh view, that fresh, vibe, that positivity. That's what I go on there to watch.
Yeah.
I don't go on there to listen to the other, you guys are all fighting each other. Why would we care? We're here fighting for our lives. So to see this new level of young Black YouTubers coming out with this whole different agenda, I'm screaming inside and living through them. Like, I wish I could have done that at 25. I love it.
Yeah.
So that's definitely another thing just to add on to the support system with school, YouTube. Like, that's my other life. That's the other portion of my life. That's my other happiness, and it's my little guilty pleasure, and I love YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son can't even judge me, though. He loves Netflix and YouTube himself. He's on YouTube. If everybody wants to check him out, he'll plug his stuff on his interview. But, it's interesting. And then also helping him with his videos and doing pranks. He does pranks on me, right, Mo? He did a broken TV prank on me. And everybody thinking I'm crazy now. So, because he got slapped.
Wow.
He acted like the TV was really broken. Like, oh. Yeah, but it was funny. He got me. You got me.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Man, Paris, this has been a very delightful episode. I'm really glad you were able to be on the show.
Me too. Thank you. Absolutely. Man,
so I was gonna say, is there any way that you want people to kind of comment and get in touch with you somehow, some way, so they can probably talk about the law?
The only thing I have, everybody knows this, is Facebook. Paris Lawyer Girl on Facebook. You will find me just by basically typing Paris Lawyer Girl, and you'll see my face. But that's it. I do not, and that's another thing. I'm too old for the Instagram and all that. You guys are cool. Y'all are into that, okay? I need to get on your level. I need to learn about that from y'all and get me an IG one day.
Man.
It's amazing.
Is it, Eddie?
Oh, yeah, it's yummy. Yummy.
Man, this is great. Paris, this is a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the Orange Mic.
Anytime.
Yep.
Anytime.
Oh, well,
I'll be
it's
coming
going to
back
be
when you guys get big and famous, and I'll be like, you better remember me. I'm coming back.
Well, we definitely know this is not going to be your last time. We know that because we'll be doing a lot more shows with you.
Absolutely.
Here in our other locations as well. So definitely be having fun with it.
I can't wait to see the other locations.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see
We'll be all up about. We'll be all around.
Oh, yes.
So everybody, we want to say thank you again to Paris for being on the Orange Mic. It's been a pleasure.
No problem.
And we will definitely be back at you with another episode. And we're actually going to have her son.
You're on the hot seat next, boy.
He's going to be on the hot seat. So everybody, thank you again for tuning in to the Orange Mic. And thanks again to Paris for being on the show. We'll see you all next show.